probability that people are going to find that attractive is extremely high. I mean, I think that part of the reason that Trump was attractive, and I am not going to, grind away negatively and simple-mindedly on Trump because he's a complicated character, but part of the reason that Trump was attractive was because he had that, up yours attitude, that giant middle finger attitude towards the woke mob that was a hell of a lot more attractive than the half-baked, cowardly kowtowing that the typical conservatives do when faced with a woke onslaught. And, Trump at least had the gall to tell people to go to hell when it was necessary. And maybe he did that more often than he should have. He's definitely a bull in a china shop, but, maybe it's better to have a bloody bull in the china shop than a castrated gelding. But it's more perverse to do this, and this is what's been happening particularly with young men. And I've seen thousands of examples of this, and let's call it a life plan. And so here's what I see happening in the schools with young men in particular, and I think it's worth concentrating on them because boys are not doing well in school. Men are not going to university, and if they do, they don't graduate. An increasing number of men aren't picking up, let's say, gainful employment or mature relationships when they hit adulthood, and more men are bailing out of the entire sexual dynamic process as well. It's part of the broad-scale demoralization of men and boys. And so how does that start? School. If you're the sort of boy who wants that, you're nothing but trouble. And so right at the beginning, the boys are taught that their deepest intrinsic desire for, let's say, active exploration and engagement, a certain degree of competitive dominance, that's bad. None of that's the least bit true, but those medications are widely used. And so boys are demoralized right at the beginning in school because their natural proclivity for boisterous activity is deemed inappropriate. And then there's explicit training.